At first glance, you might look at this world and ask yourself, what's wrong with it? Well, dear viewer, I'm here to tell you lots of things. At this point, I've survived over 1,200 days in this world, and though it does look nice, there are still many ways it can be improved. So we're gonna spend the next 100 days achieving that goal. What would make this world better, you might ask? Or not? I've come up with a list of things that I would like to accomplish in this video, and here is what they are. 1,200 days in and no totems of undying, so that is going to be first off the list. I also want to go to an ancient city and raid an ancient city to get a swift sneak enchantment so we can sneak around a little bit faster. And then we also haven't touched the trial chambers at all, so I wanted to go to the trial chambers to try and acquire a mace, but that's not all. I also want to build a slime farm and a honey farm so we can use that for redstone contraptions later in this world. And then, just like every other video on the channel, I do want to make a nice build for the farms that we end up building in this episode. So with this being a long list of things to do, this video is going to be a little bit longer than the usual video, so sit back, grab a snack, and this is where our journey for today will begin. First things first, totems. Totems of Undying. Let's get them done. Let's get her done. Yeah. I've been putting this off for like literally the whole entire series. We've been pretty lucky to not have ran into any trouble, and actually I just got reminded that the series could have ended to this guy right here. If I accidentally left click on one of these villagers, I'm dead. I did debate on making a raid farm, but instead of making a raid farm, I think what I'm going to do is just do a actual raid. We are going to set up a couple of beacons though, with some regen and some strength and some resistance, all of that stuff, just so yeah, we don't die, because Vex are scary, but we need this, and I'm pretty sure I'm at least decent enough at the game to not die in a raid. Hopefully I don't regret that, because if I do, this episode is going to be very, very short. So with that being said, we actually have a good amount of blocks for the beacons themselves. If we come over here, we have like a ridiculous amount of iron, so we're going to take all this iron, and then we are going to get some beacons as well. So we have a beacon over here that we can use, and then also I'm pretty sure that I have more wither skeleton skulls in our special chest up here. Let's check it out.
Nope.
Where did I put those? I guess this is a good time to say, if you find yourself enjoying the video at all, please feel free to hit that like button, and I hope you have a good day. Yes, finally. Why was that with the golden carrots? No idea what the thought process was there, but anyways, we have 5 wither skeleton skulls. So what we're gonna do is go to the nether so we can make one more, and that way we can have 2 more beacons. That should be enough if we put them all around the area that we're gonna be doing the raid in. So let's go to the nether and kill some wither skeletons. So we did end up going down to the nether and getting the last wither skeleton skull that we needed, and it actually came from the first wither skeleton that we dismissed, which was crazy luck. But unfortunately, where there's crazy luck, there's also crazy misfortune, and the misfortune is the video got corrupted, so all I can do now is tell you about it. But anyways, back to the video. This looks super trippy whenever I zoom in. It's like, whoa. But anyways, we're down in the mines. This is where we are going to fight our wither, then be on the way to the village so we can start that raid. And I also did some splash potions of healing as well, just just in case. Not taking no chances. All right, so let's spawn the wither in, and let's kill him. We're gonna do 2 of them, so let's get going. Need 1 more of these, and here comes Mr. Wither. Watch how much damage the sword does. Too easy, coach. We just have to do that 1 more time. Oh my god, we got some wither on us. Anyways, we just got both of the nether stars that we're gonna need. Now we can make some beacons, and then we can go over to the village and start the raid finally. And yeah, the reason I'm not making a raid farm is just because raid farms are kind of like unnecessary, at least for like a single player world. I haven't died yet without a totem, so I'm not gonna need too many totems, hopefully. And if I do need more, I could just do another raid, because you get about like, I think 4 or 5 per raid. So yeah, I think we should be all right on totems, but we're gonna get the ominous bottles from these guys when it's daytime, because that spot looks a little compromised right now. Wakey, eggs and bakey. Look at that sunrise. Never get enough of Minecraft with some shaders. I actually don't know how this works now, because usually what I'm used to is just killing one of these guys and then getting bad omen, but I think they drop an ominous bottle now. Do we have it? Hold on, let's see. Yes, he dropped an bad omen 3. Should we kill both of them and see what we get here? I think that's what I'm gonna do, because a 3 is kind of scary. Not gonna lie. 4. Okay, it's not any better. All right, well, we're gonna do a level 3 raid with no totem of undying. My god. Chat, is this smart? Are we doing the right thing here? Even with beacons and regeneration and all that stuff, I'm still like, I don't know. Vex are scary. I don't know, man. I can't hit Vex. If anything, man, we're gonna fly away real quick. We're gonna find a super flat village, and then we'll do everything that we need to do, take all the precautions, and make sure we don't die. All right, so we are actually just going to use the village that's right across the way from our plot of land over here. So yeah, because this is looking really flat. Liking our chances here. But yeah, we're gonna set up these beacons and do that on a time lapse, and then we will start the raid. So all of the beacons are built up, and upon building the beacons, I seen this guy and got another idea. So what we're gonna do is fly back over to the village real quick and make a bunch of iron golems. That way we have a little bit of backup. We can never be too safe in a hardcore world with all of this lovely stuff in it. We're gonna come in our pumpkin and melon farm and grab some pumpkins, and then we are also going to grab a pair of shears. Let's do 9 iron golems, why not? Alright, now that we have 9 carved pumpkins, we can go back over here, make some iron golems for some backup. We got our army of iron golems. The sun is going down, so we're gonna wait until the morning, just so that way we don't have to deal with extra mobs and all of that stuff. And then we are ready to begin the raid. And surely, with all of these buffs, we can't be beaten. Surely, right? We're gonna drink this right now, right about here. Well, that sounds awful. How does this work? Raid omen? What does that mean? It just went away. Oh. Okay. All right. Let's get her done, boys.
Look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No,
Already cooked. Already cooked. First round was pretty easy, actually. I think I'm kind of nervous for no reason. They move so awkward, kind of hard to hit them. Look at this. They're just back and forth. You know, I could say whatever. I just probably suck. Yeah, get him. Yeah, get him. Oh my god. My goodness, that he got launched into the stratosphere. Oh my gosh. What are you doing back here? All the way back here, Mr. Witch or Mrs. Witch, whatever you are. Yep, hold that. We're up on the roof with it. Not doing nothing from down there, brother. But getting sniped. Take him out, bro. Take him out. Oh, here's a Vex. Okay, I'm gonna kill the evoker as quick as possible. Okay. Yep. No more Vex. No more Vex. But ladies and gentlemen, we finally have a totem of undying. I don't know how many more waves are to come, but I just kind of want it to be over now. Not gonna lie. Dude, my aim sucks. Yeah, you were about to get clapped either way. This is why raids suck sometimes, because you can't find the last raider. Oh, there he is. My god, they're so... No. Nope. He's trying to catch me without my resistance. He's trying to catch me without my speed. He's trying to catch me without all of that. Dude, why are they so fat? Yeah, you thought, buddy. Another totem. Oh my god, that scared me. Dude, they're just so they're so annoying to fight it. Look at them. Nah. You can miss me with that. Oh, no. Dude, they're so scary. See if I can snipe. Dude, this iron golem, this poor iron... Yes, I sniped. Let's go. That poor iron golem. Yo, I need some backup. Holy moly. Scary. Oh my god, get away from me. This guy really wants me. Get him. Yeah. I'm assuming this is the last round. Oh, there's another one. Nice. Every single straggler has been back here. Yep, there he is. What are you just walking around over here for, man? What are you doing? There's more? Oh my god. That one was kind of scary too, because of the evokers on the Ravagers. Ooh, why am I on fire? I wonder if one of the Vex has an enchantment or a fire aspect on their sword. Oh my god. Oh, get him off of this. Hit him. Oh my god. It's not even like I'm taking a lot of damage. It's just scary. Ran while you had the chance, brother. Let's go. Hero of the village. We completed the raid and we got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 in our hand from one raid. Wow. So yeah, we're probably never going to have to get totems of undying again. That was really scary, but also really fun at the same time. Yeah, this was definitely worth it. All right, now that we have this shiny totem of undying in our hands, I wanted to do a couple of things now that we don't have to be so scared of dying in this world. And one of the first things on that list is going to be to find a trial chamber. So that way we can try and get a mace, because they look really fun. And also I want to try to play around with some wind charges. I haven't been able to do any of that. And also on top of that, what? What in the world? Oh my gosh. That was my cartographer villager that was gonna sell me the trial chambers map. Villagers need to get struck by lightning for them to get converted to witches, and they're inside. What kind of what is that? Let's check our cartographers in the map room to see if they'll sell us some trial chambers maps. Ocean Explorer, Woodland Mansion. Ocean Explorer, Woodland Mansion. That's always something, isn't it? We're gonna get another cartographer villager, and hopefully we can get a trial chambers map from that villager, and then we're gonna go find a trial chamber, and then that's not where it ends. We're gonna work our way up to going to face the warden this episode, because I also need swift sneak. Can't keep building like this, man. This is just not okay. So after like 20 minutes, we finally got the trial explorer map. So now I just need to make a compass. Come to the storage, grab some redstone. We got some iron, and let's make a compass. And we can finally trade for a trial explorer map. Beautiful. All right, let's see where we have to go. Wow, look how small the dot is on the map. So it looks like this is northwest. So we're gonna have to go in this direction for, it looks like a lot of blocks. I'm not sure what is in trial chambers, so I think I'm gonna bring my smite sword as well. I know I've seen like the different types of skeletons in there, and they honestly look kind of scary. So I think I'm gonna bring that. We're gonna bring some shulker boxes because there's a lot of drops from the trial chambers, and hopefully we can get a heavy core. That way we can make a mace, because that would be really, really nice to have as well. Now that we have a fresh morning, we are going to fly out and find this trial chamber. And it looks like we're coming up on the trial chambers. Looks like it's going to be under this ocean. Oh, here we are. Let's go. Oh, okay. Already started. No time to waste, huh? That's my first time in here. Ooh, poisonous skeletons. All right, first drop. What do we got? We got bread. Nothing to write home about, but let's press on. Come on, let's get ominous key. We got a regular key. All right, we're making some progress. Ooh, all right, we got some breeze, ladies and gents. Yes, our first breeze is dead. Can you come here, please? Oh my god. All right, got some more breeze rods. Let's go. Ooh, another key. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, you put the key in here. Nice. I'm gonna let all of that sit there. What do you have? Ooh, armor trim and a enchanted diamond axe. I mean, I'm obviously not going to use this, but that's not that bad. We got some breeze balls. Let's see how these work. Aha. All right, here we go. I have to keep these in my hand just in case we get into any sticky situations. Aha, who needs rockets, right? What an ominous bottle. Wow, boo. That sucks. I can imagine doing this with an ominous bottle. It's probably a little bit more difficult. Ooh, we got another key. Let's see what we can get here. Yes. We got an ominous bottle. Let's go. Does it refresh if you drink the bottle? Yes, it does. I was not ready for this. Not gonna lie. Ooh, we got an ominous key. Let's go. If I bring this back to where I came from, I wonder if it starts these again. Does it? Yes, it does. Scary stuff. Dude, the sounds in here are crazy. Come on, give me. Yes. Another ominous key. Let's go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, these guys are dangerous. They got iron swords. Please stay away from me. Diamond helmet and a diamond chest plate. And it's dripped out. Steak. Boo. Steak. Come on, let's get something. Potatoes. This is so hectic. I literally can't see anything. Oh, yes. Another ominous key. Let's go. Boo. Alright, we have 3 ominous keys. So, let's start opening some of these ominous, whatever these are called. Oh yeah. Emeralds. Is that a regular golden apple? It is a regular golden apple. Not the best of luck on the first try. Let's see if we can find another one and hopefully have some better luck this time. Diamonds. Book. What is this? Ooh, breach. I don't know if that's like the best thing that we can get from this, but I mean, you know, we didn't have it before, so that's good. All right, let's see. Ooh, enchanted golden apple. That's not bad. And a block of diamonds. Nice. All right. Well, that's going to do it for now. So overall, we got a notch apple. We got a regular golden apple. We got 12 diamonds. And then we got breach 2. And then also we did get a lot of breeze rods and wind charges. So that's going to be fun to use. But I think we got just about everything in this trial chamber for right now. I know that there's a cooldown. I don't know how long the cooldown lasts. We're not going to wait around for that to get off a cooldown. What we are going to do now, though, is we're going to go back to the village. We're going to get some wool. And then we're going to find a deep dark biome. Alright, so back at the village, we put all of the stuff away that we got from the trial chambers. Now what we're gonna do is get equipped for a ancient city. And from my understanding, you really only need wool and a hoe to break all of the skulk sensors and the, what are they called? Screechers? Screamers? Skulk screechers? Skulk sensors? Yeah, either way, we're gonna come down here in our wool farm. We're gonna grab some wool. We have plenty of wool, so we're gonna grab, I'm actually gonna grab all of this. And other than the wool and the hoe, I do want to grab some extra totems of undying and also probably some instant health potions just in case we get into any trouble. And then I'm also gonna craft up some night vision potions. That way we can see what we're doing while we're down in the ancient city. Alright, so we got all the night vision potions. Now we're going to grab some instant health potions, and I'll probably take 3 of those. Let's grab our hoe, and then let's grab a shulker box to put all the stuff in. I think we're gonna go orange. And then we're gonna grab some extra shulker boxes. That way we have some extra storage space for when we're raiding the ancient city, because I know there's a lot of items in there, so it's gonna get real messy real fast, you know what I mean? Alright, so it looks like we have everything that we are going to need for this expedition. Without further ado, we are going to find an ancient city. I don't know where any mountain biomes are at. I found one last episode, but I think it was in this direction. So yeah, we're gonna fly around. Probably gonna have to stop and get some rockets, but we're gonna fly around and we are going to look for a mountain biome, because usually I think ancient cities are located under mountain biomes. So let's have a go at it. Alright, so I would think that a ancient city would spawn underneath something that looks like this. So let's dig down and check it out. This is so weird. There's snow and a savanna here as well. This is some wild terrain. Wow, look at this. Is actually really cool. What the heck? Let's see if we can find a cave. This is a cave. I think we're just gonna dig down here. I am going to put my torch in my hand just so that way you guys can see what's going on. Ooh, more stuff. This is a big cave. All right, let's check it out. Doesn't look like there's a ancient city in here, unfortunately. All right, well, the search continues. Wow, there's a very pointy mountain, but finally, 10,000 blocks later, we found a proper mountain biome. So I pray to God that the ancient city is under here. It's actually a really nice mountain range. All right, yeah, I think this is our spot. So let's see if we can find some more cheeky caves and get under the ground without digging too much. Looks like we hit the end of the road here. I'm gonna start digging down. Yeah, we might be cooked, chat. We're about to hit bedrock. Yep, we just hit bedrock. All right, so we are still at the mountain range, and I've been looking around for a couple of caves, and I noticed that this cave goes pretty deep. So, ooh, this is nice. And yeah, this is taking us down to some deep slate levels. And ooh, there's skulk block. Oh my god. Ooh, okay. There's some sensors here. That should be a good sign, I guess. Let's use some of this night vision. And you know what? I'm actually going to grab out some wool just in case we come across any screechers. Streakers? Screechers? Okay, so I see a lot of sensors. My god, I think we're good though. This is scary. This is really scary. I'm gonna take out all of these sensors just in case. I don't know if I'm gonna be good at this. No, that was too quick. I'm already low-key kind of stressing, man. I already don't like this. Guess I just have to be more careful. All right, let's just keep snooping around here. Oh my god. Ooh, we found one finally. My god, that took so long. It's kind of ridiculous. We're in the deep dark, and sure is dark. We're gonna splash one of these on us, and now we can see. So yeah, to my understanding, all you have to do is just cover up the skulk shriekers and the skulk centers with some wool, and then we should be good. But there's no doubt in my mind that I'm going to mess that up. So we also came prepared with some splash potions of health, but I'm procrastinating, man. I just need to get down up in here. All right, we're just gonna go for it. Should I just drop down? No, that was probably really stupid. I don't know where the chests are. That's the only bad thing about doing this right now, because I'm not experienced at this at all. So I actually really don't have any idea what I'm looking for. So this is the first spot. I see 3 chests right here. So this is looking really good. The only thing is I do see a lot of shriekers, and yeah, let's see how we can approach this little mess right here. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to break the chest with the axe and then kind of like see what that does, just so that way we're not like fiddling around on the inside of the chest if a shrieker does go off. It's actually not that bad. I think I'm kind of cooling right now. Cover you up. There's some sneaky ones up here too. Oh, look at that. Trying to get me. Ooh, we're gonna take some skeleton skulls too. I forgot those are here. Nice. They know what they're doing with the candles, man. They put the candles in the way. I didn't cover that side of the shrieker. What a noob. All right, I think we should be good. All right, here we go. All right, we're just going for it. What do we get? What do we get? Swift sneak 1. Let's go. All right, at the most we need 2 more of these, and there's 2 more chests on this side. Hopefully these 2 chests have what we need inside of them. All right, this is really not that bad. I thought this was gonna be way worse, but you know, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. All right, so in this instance, since they're right next to each other, I think I just have to block this streaker off and then mine this sensor out. That's covered from this side. Let's see what happens. Fire. We did it. Let's go. I have to delete this one now. There's another one somewhere. Oh, right here. Right here in my face. I think I can just kind of get rid of these. No, I can't just kind of get rid of those. Is that number... Is he going to come out? If he comes out, I'm gone, bro. I'm dipping. Ooh, scary stuff, man. I think both of these will probably get triggered from this chest unless I, like, cover it up. Let's see. All right. Oop, Silk Touch, Swift Sneak 2. So we got sniffs. Oh my god. So we have Swift Sneak 2 and Swift Sneak 1, which is really unfortunate. I wish this was like a Swift Sneak 1. That way we can make a Swift Sneak 2 and have 2 of them. Make it into Swift Sneak 3, but that is not the case, unfortunately. Ooh, is that Swift Sneak? Unbreaking 1? Come on, why are you doing this to me? So there's another chest, looks like right over here. So we're gonna bridge over that way and see what we can do with that. This one is right next to a sensor and the chest. We're gonna have to get rid of the sensor next to it. We're gonna take this one out. Let's go. Oh, you know what? I think that's all I needed to do. Very cool. That also did not have the Swift Sneak that we need in there. Still on the hunt for it. So we have another chest right here. I don't think there's any like direct threats around us, but I'm still gonna cover this up anyways, just to be safe here. And let's see. Flame. That chest didn't have anything either. All right, so we are at the next chest now. I'm just gonna cover this. Let's see if we can get. Ooh, that was almost bad. I don't know if I can. I can't reach down here. That was definitely the 3rd time. I don't know how that went through there. Is it 3 times or 4 times? Why is it not telling me on the... Doesn't it usually say the warden approaches or the warden is like something like that, right? Either way, that sucks. I don't even know what got tripped. I got the chest and there was nothing good. I mean, there's 2 enchanted gold apples, so that's pretty good. I think these are my first enchanted golden apples in this whole world. The only thing is I don't have a way down now, and I know if I set this off one more time, we're probably gonna spawn in the warden. Should I just jump? It looks like this is like kind of free around here. Like there's only sensors. Should I do it? I think I'm gonna do it. Ooh, all right. Didn't set anything off. Let's go. Come on. Oh my gosh. All right, so we have a slight problem. I am actually running out of night vision potions, so this is the last 8 minutes of the night vision potion. I think we're just going to send it. I know there's a couple of chests over there because I haven't gone over there yet. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to land on the chest. We're going to break the chest as quick as possible, and then we're going to fly back over here. Let's do it. Okay, so there's like a couple over here. I'm just going to... Yep. Grab that. He's coming. I can't see. Oh my god. That was scary. That was scary, but at the same time, that was way more efficient than what I had been doing. I think there's a warden somewhere over there, but let's see what we got. I see no Swift Sneak, man. Okay, so there's a couple more chests over here. I hate the darkness. The darkness like makes it impossible to... Oh yeah, the warden. There's 2 of them. Oh no. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait for them to despawn because yeah, not about to lose the hardcore world for that. We're gonna hit this one. Probably summon a warden. Should I try to get the other one? No, I shouldn't. Nope, missed me with all of that, brother. Again, no Swift Sneak. My goodness. Is Swift Sneak like is it like a rare drop in this game? Like what's happening? I think we're just gonna send it, man. Send it. Alright, just gotta stay up high. Alright, I'm gonna take from this one. It would be so much easier if we can get 2 at a time. He's probably gonna spawn from here. Yep, here we go. Alright, I hear him. Oh my god. Yeah, the darkness makes this way worse. I've seen a book in there. Is it Swift Respiration Breach? You can't be serious. I don't know if that's like all the books over there either. We gotta go and check it out. Yeah, I'm gonna go check it out. Let's see. I do see the warden. Let's see if we see any more chests. You're sniffing. You big nose. Oh, found one. Blast protection. I know there's a couple over here. I didn't check over here yet, so let's see. Yeah, whatever, man. Here we go. We got one here. Nothing in there. Incredible. Oops. That's actually not good. No. Oh my god. This is not good. I can't see anything. I don't know where. Come on. Come on. Nope. 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 It's not good. Okay, I think it's this way. Woo! All right, that was a little scary. What kind of trash chest was that? So far, we have looted 13 chests. We're just not getting swift sneak anymore. We got in like the first 2 chests. I really don't even know if there's any more chests in here. That kind of sucks. I hear the warden. Where's he at? Oh no, we're running out of night vision. He spawned on. That's weird. He spawned on the wool. Yes, I really thought I was cooked, but started flying around more and found some more stuff. So, and there's like no streakers over here, which is actually kind of nice. I think there might be another chest over here. Should we risk it or should we just go? I think we're gonna risk it, Chop. We're gonna sneak non-swiftly and check this out to see if there's any chest over here. Is there a chest up here? Yes, there is, but there's also bad guys afoot. Let me see. Oh. Is he gonna come out? Yes, he is. I hate the darkness. It's like I have what I need, but I just want more, man. It's being greedy. Will I regret being greedy? Because I'm going back. I'm going back for that chest there. It's not around anymore? Oh, well, I'm landing on it. Alright. Oops. Alright, what do we get from that? Swift Sneak 2 again. Alright, you know what? See, that was worth it. Nice. Let's go. So yeah, that's going to help out with building a lot. That is a 100% major upgrade. So yeah, now that we have all of that, we can finally get out of this treacherous place and never, ever come back. And would you look at that, we are finally back home. We actually almost didn't make it. Our elytra is almost broken. That was a voyage and a half. So we're gonna take 2 of these Swift Sneak 2 books and combine those 12 levels. We're gonna take off our pants. Pause. I'm gonna put that in there, 16 levels. Though that doesn't seem like much, that is a huge improvement for our world. Now we are going to be able to build much quicker and build farms and all that stuff. Another really big improvement that we can make to this world is making a slime farm. That way we can use slime blocks for different types of farms in this world, like tunnel bores or any type of flying machine or anything like that. But I do want to start doing like bigger stuff. Nothing too crazy. That's just gonna help us get resources way faster and ultimately save us a lot of time. So what we're gonna do right now is actually build a slime farm. The creator that built this farm, his name is Big Booty. Yes, I will leave a link in the description of the farm that I use if you want to build it yourself. But right now we are going to gather up all of the materials that we need for it. So it took a little while, but we gathered all of the materials for the slime farm. Now what we're going to do is go down into our farming area and make a space for this slime farm. So we got the area dug out. The farm is kind of compact. It's just a little tall. This should be enough space for that. We brought down all of the materials for the farm as well. We are going to build this up on a nice time lapse. So time lapse. Alright, so we got the farm completely built up, and then I also added a brewing station right here just so that way we can make the splash potions of oozing. And then also we put a snow golem here just for extra snow if we ever need it, with a fortune shovel right here. But the main point of what we are down here for is this little farm here. So yes, this is the slime farm, and what we do is we just stand here and place snow blocks. The easiest way I found to do that is to stand on the back of this. So throw all the snow blocks onto this spot here where we're going to be standing, and then fill up your inventory with a random item. And then from here you can just hold right click or whatever you use to place blocks. This farm is really loud, so I did turn down the sounds, but yeah, we just place snow blocks here, and it's going to put a whole bunch of snow golems into this spot here. This is where we are going to hit the snow golems with the splash potions of oozing, and then it's going to send them down, and they're going to turn into slime, and then they're going to be in a nice little spot for us to be able to get all our slime balls. This farm is actually pretty good. It's a little weird. I mean, it's not automatic, but you know, it was between this farm or I think iCraft's farm is the name of the other guy. And that farm is automatic, but I don't know. I just wanted to have a little bit more control while we were doing this. So whenever we're ready, we climb up here and climb over here. And this is where all of the slime are. It doesn't look like a lot of slime, but once you hit them, you get a bunch of XP. And then also, after all this stuff clears up, we have all of these small slime. So this is what's going to drop all of the slime balls. And once we drop all the slime balls, our inventory is going to absolutely fill up with slime balls. And then over here we have the shulker loader, which is going to give us a full shulker box of slime balls, which is a lot. And right now we ran it a couple times and we have a good amount of slime balls. But yeah, we are going to use a good amount of this slime for next episode, so it's going to make sense next episode. Oh, there's more down here. Look at that. Yeah, this farm is kind of OD, not gonna lie, but I think it is pretty necessary, and we're gonna get a lot of miles out of this thing. So after we got the slime farm built up, it is currently day 1270, which means we are officially halfway through the 100 days that we have to get everything upgraded. And right now we're a little bit behind. Right now what I'm doing is looking for a warm ocean biome, which doesn't look like it's around here, to get some coral fins for the next project that I have in mind. After we do that, we are going to start building up the bee farm. Once we build up the bee farm, we are going to make a nice build for the bee farm on top, next to probably the greenhouse is going to be a nice spot for that. But yeah, I'm going to go and find a coral reef real quick and get some coral fins and then go back to the village. All right, and we finally found a coral reef, and this looks like the smallest coral reef that we could have possibly found, but no matter. Let's grab up some of these coral fins here and then get going. So after gathering up all of the coral fins, on the way back home, I did stumble across a beautiful mountain range, and I stopped to take a look and ended up in a flower forest, which is actually coincidental because we do need some bees nests for the honey farm that we're about to build. And bees nests spawn more frequently in flower forests. So I ended up collecting up a little bit of bees nests just so that way we can have the bees that we need to work with for these farms. So finally back home, we are going to grab the beehives that we found in the flower forest and start building up the honey farm. So it's going to be beeswax and honey blocks that we're going to farm up from this farm. The only thing is these bee nests don't really have too many bees in them. There's 2 bees in here, 1 bee in here, 1 bee in here. So not too bad. We are going to set this up down where we set up the slime farm. And as you can see right now, this our farming area is growing in size. But we did set up a little bit of a bee farm in here already. So what this is already getting is honeycomb. So we have an observer in the back of the bee nest, and then we have a dispenser on the side of it. Around the back, we have redstone, and then the signal is shot into a repeater. So this whole signal is now a full redstone signal into a solid block, and then that powers the dispenser. And then so whenever a bee leaves or the honey level increases, all of the honeycomb is sheared with all the shears in here, and the honeycomb is sent down to the chest here. So the difference between the honeycomb farm and the honey block farm is you use honey bottles in the honey block farm. This one is a little bit different. You need a little bit more space. We're going to set up 3 more of these because this one is actually kind of slow. The difference with this farm is you need to have a comparator in the back of the bee nest. So bee nest only go up to 5 levels. So as you can see, it says honey 0 out of 5 here. When there's a 1 out of 5, this redstone is going to light up. 2 out of 5, this one is going to light up. And then 3 out of 5, this one is going to light up. So this currently is at a 3 out of 5 honey level. So once this gets all the way to a 5 honey level, we have a repeater here signaling into a solid block. And then the solid block is going to set off this dispenser with the glass bottles in it. Unfortunately, the way that this farm works is if it's not in the nether and nighttime, bees don't work during the night. So it only runs during the day. So yeah, that does kind of suck. It reduces the rates a little bit, but that's why we're going to be making more of this honey block farm. We set up a little spot to breed up the bees that we have in our inventories. We got our 2 first contestants here to make some baby bees. Make a small little bee. Look at that. Baby bees in this game are probably the cutest mob in this game. That and the baby turtles. They're insane. I love them. All right, we're just going to breed up some more of these guys. And then, yeah, once we have all of these filled up with bees, we are going to move it over to the spot. And then I will show you how to build up the farm. Since we're only going to be using 3 bees nests for this farm, we're only going to need 3 redstone repeaters, 3 comparators, and then we also need 3 dispensers. So we got all of the materials that we are going to need. What we're going to do now is make this a little bit longer. So we're going to dig this out, and then after we dig this out, we can build up these little modules here. What we're going to do is we're probably just going to have the hopper lines come down and connect to these. That way we only need 1 chest for this build. So now that we have that all figured out, we can start building up the farm. So what we're going to do first is we are going going to take out our hoppers. So we're going to place the hopper here. On top of the hopper, we are going to put the bee's nest, and then we're going to do this 3 times. After we get the hoppers with the bee's nest placed in, we're going to do a little loop around with solid blocks. So we're going to come out 3 blocks, come over 2 more blocks, and then come this way 2 more blocks again. And then on the left side of the bee's nest, we are going to take our droppers and we're going to face it. Actually, we're going to get a temporary block. We're going to place it there. Then we're going to look at the temporary block and then place the dispenser on the left side of the bee's nest just like this. We're going to leave this block here because the repeater is going to be powering this block and then setting off the dispenser anyways. All right, now that we have all of this set up, we can take out the repeaters and the comparators. So behind all of the bee's nest, we're going to stand on top of them and place the comparators facing outwards. And then once we have that, we can take our repeaters and face them into the solid block here. We're going to place this. That's going to light up. This is going to light up. This is going to light up. This is going to light up. And if we place this here, this is going to light up as well. But I'm not going to do that yet because we have no glass bottles in the dispensers and we need the glass bottles to be in the dispensers. That way we can get the honey bottles from it. All right, so coming over to the librarian trading hall, I actually ran out of glass. So I'm going to trade up some villagers to get the glass that we need for the bottles because we do need a full shulker box of glass bottles. That's not enough, but it's enough to get us started. When you're farming honey bottles, the dispensers have to be filled up with glass bottles. For example, if this slot was empty here, when the dispenser goes off, it's going to fill the dispenser with the honey bottles instead of putting the honey bottles in the chest down below. And we're going to fill the dispensers with a stack of bottles for right now. Now that we have that figured out, now we can complete the circuit. The honey bottle is going to end up in the chest here. So we should in total have 3 honey bottles, and now all of these should be empty. Yes, we do have 3 honey bottles, so the farm is now working. All we have to do now is fill up the rest of the dispensers here and then add some more flowers in here so these bees can pollinate and do whatever they need to do. All right, so now we have all of the flowers placed in and this farm should be fully functional. Hopefully the explanation for this farm was comprehensive enough. I'm not the best explainer when it comes to redstone and farms because quite honestly, I am not that good at it myself, but you know, I did my best and hopefully it helped out if you want to make this honey farm. I know there's probably other more compact and efficient farms out there, but this is what I came up with. And yeah, so now that we have the slime farm and the honey farm fully built, we can start making the build for the bee farm. And I picked out a place prior to this episode and it's going to be located next to the greenhouse. Also between episodes we did make this custom tree here and I actually really like how this came out. Yeah, so the bee farm is going to go over here in this area, so we are going to have to flatten this out quite a bit. We're currently on day 1276. We don't have too much time to fiddle around here, so yeah, we have to get started pretty quick. So I am going to gather up some grass blocks and fill in this area. That way we can start constructing the build. And then for the blocks that I want to use for this build, we're going to be using yellow terracotta, and we're also going to be using mud blocks because we have not used either of those blocks yet in a build. But for now, what we're going to focus on is getting this area leveled out. Alright, so all of the grass blocks are placed in and this place is looking pretty flat, and just like usual I have underestimated how much grass blocks I had to place. That was a lot. That took a long time. As you can see, it is the next day in the game. Since we have all of this flattened out and the area prepared, now we can start gathering the materials for the build. And like I said earlier, I want to use yellow terracotta. So we have a little bit of terracotta in our storage system. We can see how much terracotta we have. I think we have a good amount of terracotta. We just don't have any yellow dye like that. I only have 2 yellow dye. So we're gonna have to go and farm up some dandelion so we can get some yellow dye for the yellow terracotta. And then also, like I said earlier, I do want to use mud. So we're gonna use mud bricks and mud. The only thing is, I think a mangrove swamp is actually really far away. So instead of going to a mangrove swamp and getting mud, we're gonna make all the mud that we need in here, and we're gonna do that with dirt and a water bottle. So we're gonna start doing that first. So all you have to do is basically just place dirt underwater and then have a water bottle on you, and then just keep spamming right click to get mud. I'll show you what we're gonna be doing probably for the next little while. So we're just gonna spam this and turn this all into mud, and then after we get all the mud we can start farming up the yellow dye as well. But yeah, we're gonna do this for a long time, so I'll see you when this is over. Not gonna lie, this is taking a little bit longer than I expected, and we are on a time crunch. So I'm gonna collect the rest of this up, and then we are going to be on the lookout for a mangrove swamp. I do want to see how much mud we got from doing this like this though. We got... yeah, that took a long time. All right, let's go find a mangrove swamp. A jump, skip, and a long time later. Look at what we found. Let's find some mud and get some mud gone, you know what I mean? so we collected about almost a full shulker box of mud. Hopefully that's enough to keep us going for this build. That actually didn't take too long. It took 1 day, so that's not entirely terrible, but yeah. And we are back home. Now let's go ahead and see how much mud we have gathered all together. All right, yeah, so we have a full shulker box of mud and 24 extra. Very good, very nice. So moving as fast as possible, I'm going to come over to our little wheat field here. We do have a good amount of wheat here, so I'm going to grab some of this, and now we can craft up some mud, some packed mud, and then turn these packed mud into some mud bricks and keep some of them as packed mud. All right, the next bottleneck is going to be the yellow dye, and honestly, I have no good way to get yellow dye. Probably just take some bone meal and then just keep bone mealing a spot somewhere over here. Well, there's a lot of yellow flowers over here, so maybe it won't take that long. All right, now let's turn all of this into yellow dye, and let's grab out some terracotta. Not sure how much this is going to get us. Okay, that's a lot. If that's not enough, then we can always just come back and make some more. For right now, that's all we're going to need. And then I am going to use some spruce wood for this build as well. The next block that we're going to need a lot of is going to be oak leaves. I have a little spot over here where I go and farm the stuff up. Look at this glorious land. Just a bunch of random oak lines. Alright, so we gathered up a good amount of materials. The last thing on the list that is like a substantial block is going to be dripstone blocks. I don't think I have that at all. So I'm just going to look for some exposed caves and see if I can find some quick dripstone blocks. So in a cave not too far away from what we have going on, we found some good old dripstone. So let's mine some of this up and get out of here. Alright, so we got a couple stacks of the dripstone blocks and pointed dripstone. So now we can leave this cave, and I'm just going to pillar up because I don't feel like trying to find a way out because that's probably going to take so much time. So let's start pillaring. Alright, so back at the village, we have all the materials that we need in these shulker boxes. The last thing to do is clean up this beacon here. So let's go ahead and get that done. Given that we only have 40 more days, this build is going to be a little bit smaller than what we have done in the past couple of builds. The idea that I have is going to be like 2 tower type of builds. So one right about here and another one right here, and then in the middle of both of the towers I want to add like some type of hanging like bridge. That's going to be pretty cool. And then on the side of that, I want there to be like a backyard where we are going to keep all of the bees. I'm not sure if I want to set up like some type of shack or shed area for the bees or enclose the whole dome with glass. I haven't decided yet. For right now, we're going to build up the 2 tower bits, and then the towers are going to be where all of the drops shoot up into. We don't have that much time, so enough talking. Let's get to placing, and we're going to place on a time lapse. Alright, so we have both of the towers built up. We're still missing a little bit of details on the sides of the towers. What I want to do before we start, detailing the sides of the towers, I want to build up this entrance. So let's build up the entrance, and we're also going to do that on a time lapse. I just wanted to do a quick update. So this is going to be like a trust the process type of thing, because right now everything does look a little weird and kind of out of place. Yeah, trust the process. It's gonna get there. So we're gonna build up the entrance, and then we'll do a quick update yet again. So we got the entrance built up, and that was a lot quicker than the actual towers themselves. Yeah, I'm really liking how this entrance came out. I like how it's like kind of sloped. Makes it feel nice and homey in here, So now that we have the entrance built up, I want to work on the building separating the towers from the little shed area. This is the part of the build that is going to be using the mud bricks and the packed mud. So enough yapping, let's get to building. So we got this little wall made out of the mud bricks and the dripstone blocks, and you can kind of see what I'm going for here. It's going to serve as a walkway to get from the tower into the back area, and then we're going to cover all of this up with some stone bricks. Like, we're going to make a wall around this whole entire thing. Like I said earlier, I don't know if I want to close it in with glass just yet, because I do want the bees to stay in this area, and bees get lost pretty easy. So I don't know how we're going to do that. I'm going to try to figure that out. But as of right now, I really do like this. I don't know why I don't. I've never used mud blocks to build ever. I only use it in like paths and stuff, but I really do like how this is coming out. We also did put some oak slabs up on top of this roof, just so that way it wasn't like too steep of a roof. But now that that is done, I want to start decorating the towers a little bit, and we're going to use probably like glowberries and potted plants and things of that nature. So let's grab some of that stuff and start putting it to work. Just kidding. I wanted to add the bushes in the front area before decorating the towers, just to kind of see what it's going to look from the front profile, and it's looking really, really good. I do enjoy this a lot. If you're walking from this path over here by the greenhouse, it just looks like it's like nestled into the land. I really do enjoy that. Like I said, trust the process, trust the process. And I was thinking with the towers, I think that's what we're going to do last, just because that's the most tedious thing to do at this point. I think the best thing to do right now is to start building up the wall for the backyard here. So it's going to kind of extend around all of this. So yeah, we're gonna start doing that. We're currently on day 1287. We only have like 30 more days left. We're making a good amount of progress right now, so we might just make it. So here in the backyard, we did get that stone wall built up. The only thing is, I do want to kind of texture this up a little bit, because it's just all straight stone bricks. I think I do want to add a little bit of andesite just to kind of give it some highlights. As you can see, the sun is setting on another day, so time is not on our side in this case. So yeah, we definitely have to figure out how we are going to close this in. But with that being said, we can now probably go up top and start figuring out how we want to build this bridge up here. I do have an idea in mind. So like I said, it's going to be like a rope bridge, like a hanging bridge, but I'm going to build it all with spruce wood. So we're going to build that up and see how it comes out. Alright, so we built up the bridge in between the two towers, and I really like how this feels when you're walking through it. And then if you walk over here, you can see out to the horizon. We might put some stuff over here later in the future, but I mean, the main focus is this is looking really good. I do enjoy this. And let's see how it looks from down here. Oh, that looks nice. I like that. I like the greenery. The greenery is really pulling everything together. So yeah, this is what I meant by kind of like a treehouse-ish type of build. It looks really cool. I like that. I don't know. Something about this and this I really like in this build. So just because I don't know if I want to do the dome in the backyard still, I think the best thing to do right now is to decorate the towers, because I still don't know if I want the dome to be in the back. So the reason I'm unsure of doing the dome of glass back here is because I'm going to do green stained glass is the idea that I had, but I don't know about it. I think I could make probably like a little shed over on this side and somehow enclose it and make that look a little bit better. Anyways, for now, let's decorate up these towers. So for decorating the towers, we're going to start with this section here. Crazy how it just started raining. We're going to put some flowering azalea leaves here, and then we're going to cover those up with some spruce signs on all of the sides here, so that way it looks like a little planter box. Next, I want to hang some chains and some lights, probably from these spots here. Maybe put a plant right here. I'm not sure what kind of plant yet, but we'll figure it out. And let's slap a torch flower right there, just like that. And I'm liking how that looks. I think I want to add probably some spruce buttons, maybe right here and right here. Put some signs here and here on the pillars, just so the pillars are a little more decorated. All right, now that we got the lower part of the tower settled, we we can jump up to the top here. In the middle of these sticking out portions, I want to put some dark oak signs. You can place them in just like this. And then on the logs themselves, I want to add some stone buttons on the outside, so that way it gives it a little bit more character. And right here in this spot, I want to add some type of plant. So we're gonna grab some moss and maybe a flowering azalea. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. I like that. And then from these trap doors here, I want to hang some glow berries. Perfect. And let's see if we can get up top. I want to put a potted plant up here. We'll probably use a torch flower. And if we take a step back, let's see how that looks. That looks way better than that. What the heck? Well, yeah, so we're going to copy this design pretty much all the way around every other side. So since you already seen the process, I'm not going to do that literally 8 times on camera. Ooh, it's a thunderstorm. Anyways, I'm going to do that off camera just because you don't have to see that 8 times. I'll be back when that's done. So after a long time, this is how the build is looking so far. It's looking pretty good. I do enjoy the bridge here with all the greenery on it, and then all of the detail on the towers looks really nice to me as well. So with all of that done, I'm still kind of iffy on what to do with the roof or the ceiling in this area. I still don't know if I want it to be glass or not. So after thinking about it for a while, I think what I'm going to do is just make like a little shed type of thing here. We are going to make it a little bit wider and then have it kind of hang over into this area. And then since we have such a big space in the backyard, I do want to turn this into some type of garden area. I want to put either a well or a fountain out here as well. And then, yeah, just do some fun stuff with some gardening materials. So this part of the build is going to be kind of tall. We'll have it come up 7 blocks. All right, so we built up the pillars. All right, now that we have the pillars in place, we're going to put more pillars, probably about maybe 9 blocks in this way. And then I'm going to build up the wall for the structure. And I think I want to do the wall out of the mud bricks and the packed mud again, just because I have a lot more of that I haven't used yet. And I really like how it came out over here. So yeah, and we always use stone anyway. So, you know, let's switch it up a little bit. Alright, so we got a little bit of blocks placed in. What we're going to do now is just fill in all of the rest of the spots that we need with the mud, and then I'm going to come back and texture this up with the packed mud. So we can use packed mud, and then we can also use the dripstone blocks as well to texture this up a little bit. So I came back in and I moved some blocks around. We made this a little bit thinner because I felt like it was too wide, and then we also changed out the spruce logs for dark oak logs instead, just because I feel like spruce logs are a little bit too close in color to the mud that we have here. So I wanted a little bit of contrast, and on top of that, I wanted this build to be a little bit darker to feel like more of like an outside old shed. It is going to be a work area. I don't know about you guys, but every time I've been in a shed, there's been like cobwebs and it's just been spooky. So yeah, I want to kind of do that here. So what I imagine for this is the front of this to be glass, and then we'll have like an entrance around on this side, just so that way we can have the bees inside of here and then not out here, so they don't fly away and, you know, get lost. I'm going to build up the front of this. We do need some glass, and I don't think I have any glass right now, so we're going to fly over to our librarian trading hall and grab some glass again for like the 18th time in this episode. If you want to build cool things in Minecraft, there's a bunch of steps that go into it, so this is one of those steps. After gathering the glass that we need, we're going to build up the glass wall to the same height as the pillars on the front side, so we can do that now. Already Swift Sneak is making a major difference. Then we're gonna put a dark oak spruce log in the middle of the 2 glass walls, just like this. And then over here, I want to put the doors on this side, so let's craft up some doors. And the doors they're gonna be on the inside, so just like this. And if we take a look from the front side, that's already looking pretty good. I think the roof is really gonna like bring this whole build together. With that though, we are currently on day 1296, so we have about 24 days left in this whole project. We still have to do this, and then we have to come through here and do a little bit of decoration. And then I do want to make some type of pathway going up so we can get up on top of here as well, and then later come through, probably not in this episode, but add some type of retaining wall, just so that way it like kind of divides this area a little bit. So up on top of the roof with the shed, we're gonna bring out some more dark oak beams, and then we're gonna bring it across the top just like this. We can bring this out a little bit more. So we got all the logs placed in for the roof. We're just going to come out a little bit more to this side. That way it's more of a gradual slope coming downwards. So up on the top in the back, we're going to place some deep slate tile walls, and then we are going to take some dark oak fence gates and place them all in the middle just like this. And we're going to jump up on here. And we're going to place the dark oak fences on top of all of these walls. Let's jump down and see how that looks. All right, so this is coming together. As you can see, it still looks a little disgusting, but we're going to fix that. We're going to grab some dark oak trapdoors and then extend it all along the front side of this. Alright, now that we have the dark oak trapdoor lip on the front of it, I want to come over to the side and add in a gradual slope using trapdoors and slabs. That way we can use that as a reference for the inside of the roof as well. So let's do that one more time on this side. Alright, and then for the roof up here, I'm going to fill it in with campfires. Alright, so we got all the campfires placed in. I did take out a couple of gaps just so that way we can make it look a little more interesting, and the way that I'm going to do that is placing in some dark oak stairs, and then we're also going to use some more slabbage here. So we're going to put some slabs here, some slabs there, and some slabs here. We're going to do that going all the way up. Instead of slabs on this level, we're going to use dark oak trapdoors, the chocolate bars. So now that we have the shell of the shed made, we're going to decorate this a little bit on the outside just to make it look a little bit better. So we're going to make some lights. So we're going to go wall, and then we are going to take out our fence gates, or our fence posts, with 2 fence posts, and then we need some lanterns, and we can slap those up there and slap one right here. So since we got all of the decoration on the outside, what I want to do now before we start decorating the inside is I want to change out the grass blocks, and I want to change that out for coarse dirt. I want to change that out for coarse dirt and rooted dirt. But yeah, so we are going to get to work on that, and we're probably going to change out most of the flooring back here. So yeah, we're going to do that on a time lapse because that's not really that exciting to see. So I'm gonna get digging. Alright, so we got the floor placed down for the backyard, and it still looks a little plain, but we'll fix that. We'll put some stuff around and decorate it real nicely. Before we do that, I wanted to come in here and decorate the inside of the shed, and I brought a little bit of stuff over to decorate the inside of the shed with. So I was thinking we could probably put some, maybe like some hay bales, flower pot up here with the torch flower, just like that. And then on the sides of this, I always like using campfires, so maybe maybe a campfire just like this, and we can distinguish that. Distinguish. Anyways, I like using chests for decoration as well. Just makes everything feel kind of busy. I like how this is looking, this little corner here. And then on this side, I had a little bit of an idea to have like some type of raised up storage area. So like you would have to get up to a ladder, and then there's a storage up here. So let's grab out some dark oak trap doors, and let's see what we can do with this here. Then we can have a little bit of a railing up here. And then over here, I wanted to make this kind of look like it was being supported by some more trap doors, just like that. And then we can also have like a little workstation right here. We're gonna bust out some ladders and then put those here, just like that. And now we have a little spot up here for a little bit of storage. So with this being a storage section, we can probably do something along the lines of this, and I think that looks pretty good. I did say I wanted it to be darker in this room a little bit earlier, so this is going to be the only light source in this whole shed. So in this little spot here, we can have this be like some type of little workstation. So we'll put 2 barrels here, maybe a cauldron. Yeah, we'll put a cauldron right here, and then maybe a hay bale in this spot here, and then let's bust out some campfires. Let's extinguish that. Maybe a chest would look good here. All right, I'm liking that. And then we can slap this tripwire hook right there. All right, and that looks like a nice little tap-ish thing. Right. So I came back and I extended the trapdoor bit out a little bit, just so that way there's a little bit more space up here for some storage. And as you can see, I put some campfires in the floor here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up some anvils just like this, and then on top of the anvils, we are going to put some beehives up here. So this is where the bees are going to hang out, and then they can get their pollen from this singular torch flower. It's a good life. I did want to make some type of like wheelbarrow design. So let's place down a composter, and then come around the back side of the composter. Let's grab out a grindstone, and let's place that on this side, and then let's grab out some dark oak fence gates, and then let's flick them open, and we have ourselves a nice little wheelbarrow. I don't know why I can't speak right now. And then if we take a look from the outside, that looks pretty nice. The only thing left to do on the inside is hang some stuff from the ceiling. So we're gonna hang like some chains, and maybe I want to put like some cobwebs and stuff in here. So I did grab some cobwebs, make like a little random spider design that looks like a spider would do, something like that. Beautiful. That's probably my favorite part of the whole thing. I want to see how that looks from out here real quick. Yeah, I like that. That screams shed. All right, so we came through and we added a little bit more detail to the ceiling. We hung some chains and some hanging roots, and then now since it's daytime, the bees are out, and we did actually add a couple more flowers just so they have a little bit of a better light. So yes, this is the finished design, and I actually really like how this came out. Nice and cozy. All right, with the shed being complete, now all we have left to do is the backyard decoration, and I did have a couple of ideas in mind. So I'm definitely going to want to add a fountain back here, and then I also wanted to add a well. I don't know if we're gonna have enough space for that, but maybe we can squeeze it in. And then over in this corner, I want it to be like a workstation area for, in this case, the beekeeper. But with that being said, let's get started on building up this fountain. Alright, so with this being the last thing that we have to put in for the backyard area, I brought over some shulker boxes. This should be everything that we need for this workstation. I'm really not sure how I want to set it up yet, but let's go for it. Add a little bit of a frame here out of stripped spruce logs. So I know for a fact that I'm going to want barrels kind of like in the back here, maybe like this. And then maybe some other stuff here on this wall. And maybe another cauldron I would want in the front of this. Maybe 2 cauldrons. So let's go grab that real quick out of the starter build. I need 2 of you. Add this here, like that. Put some hay bales here, just like this. Let's craft up a stone cutter right here, maybe. That's pretty nice. All right, we got a nice little cluttered workspace, and we can do everything that we want here. So we have a stone cutter, a crafting table, and a bunch of barrels, and then a cauldron that we're never going to use, but you know, it looks nice. So with that being done, that's it for the backyard. This is looking really nice. What I do want to do before the end of the episode, we still have about 13 days left. So what I want us to do back here is add like a little bit of a winding pathway, kind of like how we did for the map room over here, because I really just enjoy how this came out. So I want to do something like that over there in the back of the bee farm build. And this spot, I'm probably just going to make like some type of nature trail. Now that we have a plan, we are going to build up the pathway on a time lapse. So let's go ahead and get started on doing that. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that little time lapse there. So what we have here is now a little bit of a path. Now what we are going to do is grab out some type of bushes. Let's throw some oak leaves, spam a couple of these just like that. And then we also need to add a little bit of lighting along this little path here. Throw some lanterns on here. And as you can see, we do have to do a little bit of texturing because I use mainly stone bricks to do this. So we came through, we added a little bit of flowers, a little bit of greenery, well, a lot of bit of greenery, and we textured up these walls a little bit more, and I think it looks a lot better. And if you ever wonder how I do texturing, I kind of just like clump the same blocks up together a little bit. So like here I have stone and andesite all clumped up. I'll add like an occasional highlight block, like I don't know, mossy stone bricks or like a cracked stone brick. So we spent a little bit more time over here decorating it up, some more random stuff, some hay bales, we got some chests and some barrels and some lanterns and some campfires. So with all of this being done, this is going to actually be the backyard area complete, and it's looking really good. I do enjoy how this came out. I don't know why, but I like working with outdoor spaces a lot in Minecraft as of recently. Don't get me wrong, like I like building the more established stuff like we did last episode with this. I'm just not as good with builds like this, and I don't know, I feel like this build over here is this is my lane. I like this a lot. With all of the decoration done and making it look, you know, really good, we now have to set up the collection system for the honeycomb and the honey bottles for these towers. So before we do that, I'm going to drop off all of these shulker boxes in our storage, and then we can go down and start setting up the collection system. All right, so up top in the bee farm, we did end up setting up the collection system. We have all of the drops being shot up into this room, and then also in the other tower, the honeycomb is over there as well. So with the bee farm all wrapped up, that leaves us about 7 days left because it is currently day 1313 and the sun is going down. But there is still one goal on our list of goals that we have not completed yet, and that is the heavy core. So what I want to do for the last 7 days is try to get the heavy core to drop because we just haven't been able to do that. So let's go. Well, I just did a full round of the trial chamber, and for some reason I thought this would be refreshed enough to be able to use, but yeah, I have 20 trial keys, ominous trial keys. I haven't been able to use them at all on any of these boxes here, so I don't know what that's about. It looks like we will not be getting a mace in this episode, unfortunately. Let's look at the day counter. It is day 1315, so we have 5 more days. All right, so back at the base, we have about 4 days left. So what I want to do with those 4 days is actually make some more trees, kind of like this big tree here. I did this in between episodes, and I really like how this makes this area feel and look. This is looking really good. So I do want to add more bigger trees somewhere over here on this side. So we're gonna figure out a spot to build some nice trees, and that will wrap this episode up. Alright, so we made the big custom tree, and I've had this planned out for a long time. I just haven't been able to get around to it. So since we had a little bit of extra time on this video, we finally got it done. But with that being said, if we take a look at the day counter, we are currently at day 1319, and if we look at the sun, it is going down. This is the end of the day. So we have had a pretty successful 100 days. We did miss out on the mace, but we'll get them next time. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. It was a longer one, so if you made it this far, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me. I appreciate you greatly, and none of this would be possible without you. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and until next time, Be easy.